From a married couple colluding at the final table to win $270,000 to a player blatantly turning over his opponent's cards, these are moments where poker players got caught cheating on camera. Scene 1, starting with one of the most hated players in poker, Martin Cabral, a notorious high-stakes player who's known throughout the poker world for his tilting table chatter. In the super high roller WSOP event, Cabral looked to take any edge he could find to gain an advantage over the stacked field. Alongside his usual speech play, he could be seen pressing down on the cards in an unusual manner, as if marking the cards with his nail. If that's not enough, at various points he could be seen standing up to peer over at the backs of his opponent's cards. Cabral was eventually eliminated in third, picking up a cool $2 million. While it's never been confirmed if he was marking cards, poker pro Dan Smith sums up the experience of facing off against him in this tournament.
Dan, as you exited the table, I heard you mention a comment to Martin. Do you want to elaborate on what you meant there?
Martin's antics at the table are worse than anyone I've played with. People were speculating, like there were a lot of discussions about whether he was marking cards. Whether or not that's true, playing with him is unbelievably unpleasant. He's rude. He takes the full 30 seconds every time. And last night, playing with him, it felt like something not kosher was going on. Can't know for sure, but I think it's ridiculous that he's allowed to play in the tournament.
This wasn't the last time a major WSOP event was at the center of serious cheating allegations. In 2024, Jonathan Tamayo was one of 3 players battling it out for the prestigious main event title. After high-stakes pro Nicholas Astert was eliminated in third, Tamayo was in a strong position against the amateur Jordan Griff. While he had a 2-to-1 chip disadvantage, many viewers expected Tamayo's superior experience to be the deciding factor in the heads-up match. However, the broadcast revealed that this wasn't a one-on-one battle. Tamayo had high-stakes crusher Dominic Nietzsche and other notable pros on the rail running sims on a laptop. After the sim completed, they would relay this information to Tamayo, confirming if he made the right play. You can clearly see the 2 players with their heads buried in their laptop, while Jordan could only watch on from the rail, wondering whether he was playing Tamayo or PIO Solver. Jonathan would go on to close out the heads-up match, taking home the coveted main event bracelet and a $10 million payday.
In 2015, Joe McKeon won it all. In 2024, his housemate every summer here, Jonathan Tamayo, wins it all. That home needs a bigger trophy case.
Collusion is one of the most common forms of poker cheating. It's when 2 or more players work together to gain an advantage over their opponents, usually by going easy or soft playing with each other. It's the kind of thing you'd expect between friends in a $10 home game, but not at the final table of a $5,000 tournament. However, that's exactly what Alex Foxon and his current wife Kristen Foxon are accused of in this event. The young couple, along with Australia's Cale Burns, are the final 3 players in the 2018 MSPT event. Given the romantic relationship between Alex and Kristen, the pair asked Cale if he'd be open to a deal, which he refuses. Fast forward a few hands and Alex and Kristen both pick up monsters.
Well, he's gonna call. We don't know what he has, but right now it's not better than Bicknell, we know that much. Could be the same. No, there it is, jacks.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 big
that
hands.
Could have been crazy pre-flop.
Oh. He is going to be in the doghouse for this one.
Wow.
And they are close to even in chips. Foxon's just going to call. Check. say that I know a lot of talk in the chat about these two being a couple. And this will show that they don't really take it easy on each other. Locks and bets, Bicknell snap calls it.
There are multiple decision points in this hand that can be questioned. The lack of a turn bet from Kristen, the lack of a river shove from Alex, and most of all, the river fold from Kirsten. As crazy as this fold is, things worked out well for the couple as they went on to finish first and second in the tournament, earning a combined $439,000. Despite crashing out in third in somewhat sketchy circumstances, it took Kale 4 years to make his feelings known on Twitter, asking for arbitration to determine if any wrongdoing had taken place, which has yet to see a response from either player. One hand that definitely did not take 4 years for a response is the infamous hand between Robbie Liu and Garrett Adelstein. If you're not familiar with this hand, seriously, where have you been?
And then Jason turned out to be like the superstar, which is crazy.
Good guy, too.
Yeah.
That was like one of his first TV appearances.
One of his first ones, yeah.
That's
That was
great.
like before he won all those tournaments.
That's
And
funny.
yeah.
Wow, Robbie really mixing it up here, calling Garrett's raise with Jack 4 off. It's blind versus blind, and 4 with the Jack of clubs. Turn is a 3, puts backdoor hearts down. And this is usually when Garrett will lay the hammer down with combo draws. He's going to bet 10,000. And I think Robbie should have probably been out of this hand pre-flop. She's got 1 club and 1 heart. And wow, look at this. What is she thinking about here? She going to raise it. Well, we saw her raise ace-king a little bit ago for a min raise. Here she's going to min click Jack 4. And you know Garrett is just so experienced.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me scratch my face. That's the shit I got.
How often would she do this with the 10? Could he possibly bet 3-bet here? I mean, she just min clicked the turn.
You gotta take this class. Too late.
If he calls, there'd be about 2 pot size bets left. So, I mean, that's what's got to be going through his head here. I think he's considering bet 3-betting, and yep, there's the all-in. There's the all-in. Garrett, like I said, he's just so experienced in bet patterns, bet sizing.
I call.
She calls?
Making a call with such a weak hand wouldn't even be a consideration for even a semi-competent beginner, so the fact that she made the call with this much money on the line, and be correct, was enough for many viewers to question the integrity of the hand. The look on Garrett's face when he sees her hand tells you everything, and a confrontation outside the poker room led to Robbie giving Garrett back his money. Garrett quit the game shortly after this occurred. The suspicious hand prompted a huge investigation from the poker community as experts in the field weighed in on the action. There were many theories about how Robbie could receive signals from someone on the inside, including through a square-shaped object in her pants, her water bottle, or via her microphone light. Robbie and Garrett made multiple podcast appearances arguing their side, with Robbie going so far as to pay for her own lie detector test, which she passed. Further fuel was added to the fire as it was revealed that an HCL employee took $15,000 off Robbie's stack after the stream had ended. While many pros suspect that she cheated, the HCL investigation into the incident couldn't find any evidence of wrongdoing. While many players believe Robbie had some way of knowing Garrett's hole cards, some players take matters into their own hands to see what their opponents are holding. In the thousands of hours of poker live streams, we haven't seen a player do what Josh does in this hand.
Especially when it's live hands. Get him the hell out of here.
This was a clear attempt to intimidate his opponent into folding by exposing one of his cards as he was making his decision. The fact that he thinks he can get away with such an action on a live stream speaks volumes about the kind of player that Josh is. While Josh was as blatant as you can be when looking at his neighbor's hole cards, some players are decidedly sneakier.
I fold! Oh man.
Fucking again, my boy!
Dude! Dude!
In this Hustler Casino livestream, Skills Rocks was caught repeatedly looking over at Barry's cards throughout the night. The honorable move when you see your opponent's hole cards is to announce it to the table, ensuring everyone knows what's occurred. But Skills Rocks kept this information to himself in order to gain an advantage. He not only makes a ridiculous fold with a flopped 2-pair in a 3-way pot after Barry turns a straight, but he tries to signal to Flo Antonian that he has a big hand by kicking him under the table. Skills Rocks then goes on to bluff Barry out of a big hand by making a crazy 3-bet bluff on the river with 5 deuce off.
All in, there it is! Got it! He does! Unreal! Dude! Dude!
What's up, doggy dog?
What's up?
What's worse is that he rubs it in his face and celebrates like it was an incredible play. We all know that poker is easy when you see the cards. One player who demonstrated better than anyone how easy poker is when you have all of the information is the infamous Mike Postle. His alleged cheating earned him over $250,000 over the space of 12 months, playing primarily low-stakes cash games on Stones Live. The scandal broke in September 2019 when Veronica Brill, a Stones Live player and commentator, publicly called out Mike Postle and accused him of cheating.
Postle takes the weirdest lines and gets people to lay down huge hands all the time, but when he has top pair and a straight draw, he's able to just lay down against the nut. Postle is just like a freak. He's just a freak of nature,
it's like
man.
He knows.
He's just a freak.
Just doesn't make sense.
In like the best way. Like I say freak with love. Like maybe with a PH if that's what matters, but like I'm just saying. That's insane. And he's also got the highest effing VPIP.
Yeah.
Welcome to Stones, baby. Welcome to the game of Postle. Insane. Insane.
It doesn't make sense. It's weird.
Absolute insanity, guys. So looks like Chin over here in the hijack is going to pop it up to 150
See, the
with
one
ace
thing
four
about
suited.
Postle is he's got this high VPIP, but it doesn't reflect on post-flop play at all.
True.
Like, he's super loose pre. And then post-flop, he's just like, completely tightens up and changes.
This prompted a deep investigation from the poker community into the alleged cheating, with hundreds of hours of live streams dedicated to poring over his hand histories. Players quickly noticed Mike's tendency to look down into his crotch during big hands, creating the hypothesis that he was receiving information via an accomplice on his phone. This access to perfect hole card information allowed Mike to make several crazy bluffs with an incredibly high success rate. He would also routinely get away from second or third nut hands while making insanely accurate hero calls with hands like bottom pair or ace high. It was calculated that Mike was earning around $1,000 per hour while playing these games, more than 10 times the win rate of the average 2-5 crusher. After multiple lawsuits from either side, Mike has seemingly gone into hiding and filed a motion to avoid involuntary bankruptcy in September 2021, seemingly ending his poker career. Considered to be the GOAT on the poker felt, Phil Ivey is also no stranger to the pit and is known throughout Vegas as a high-stakes table games player. While Ivey's integrity at the poker table is without question, a series of high-stakes baccarat games landed him in an 8-figure legal battle with two of the world's best-known casinos. Throughout 2012, Ivey, along with his friend Yin Sun, played multiple high-limit baccarat games at the Borgata in Las Vegas and Crockford's in London. Ivey won a total of $21.1 million, $10.1 million from Borgata, and £7.7 million or $11 million from Crockford's. The casinos weren't happy at such significant losses and sued Phil Ivey, claiming that he participated in edge sorting. Edge sorting is a way of identifying cards through imperfections in their edges. When playing at these casinos, Ivy had a list of requests, including a dealer who speaks Mandarin, purple Jamarco playing cards, and an automatic card shuffler. The casinos happily agreed to these requests, letting him play for millions of dollars. Once that backfired, Crockford's refused to pay Ivy his winnings, only refunding his £1 million buy-in. Ivy took the casino to court over his unpaid winnings, but a judge ruled in favor of the casino, declaring that edge sorting was not a legitimate strategy for beating the game. While Borgata paid Ivy his winnings, they quickly pursued legal action to recover their losses. The two parties battled it out in the courts, with the case seeing multiple appeals before. While the courts ruled that Phil had not committed fraud, he had breached their contract with the casino. In the end, Ivy reached an undisclosed settlement with Borgata, putting an end to the controversy. Do you agree that Ivy's actions constitute cheating, or did the casinos get what was coming to them after agreeing to his requests?